Hello everyone, it's Danzen here. Welcome back to day 18, and we are now in branch the flow of code using the switch case construct in C Sharp, the module 3 of the part 3. Let's just get immediately to the course. Okay, so basically this is talking about the switch case. I think almost every developer know what is switch case. Basically, it's just an alternative of if, and else statements, but with a bunch of statements that you can switch between them and then execute one of them. So, but the condition is each case has one condition. If the condition is true, then that means that case will be executed no matter what. Essentially, it's just like it's pretty similar like if else if statements, but I think it has different some different properties, or maybe of course syntax. Okay, let's see here to be clear. So basically, the C# programming language is similar to any human written or spoken language. Probably you may say Python is more similar to human written or spoken language, especially English. Yes, they each all support different ways of expressing the same idea in spoken language. Some words and phrases are more descriptive, accurate, or succinct than others. Okay, in C# programming language, there's more than one way to create branching logic. Not just if else, but in this module we will learn about the switch case. Yeah, and here it is for example selection that use if statement and selection that use switch statement. So to be clear, this is the difference between if statement and this is the example of selection statement is not just one, which is if statement, but there is also another one which we're gonna learn right now, which is switch statements. Depending on the context of your application, one type of selection statement might be more expressive and succinct. How do you pronounce that basically?
Succinct.
Succinct, yeah. More expressive and succinct than the other. Suppose working on an application that make extensive use of selection statements. In some cases, if else construct are used to produce succinct and expressive code that is easy to read and maintain. In other cases, the if else construct produce the required result, but are difficult to read and maintain. You have been tasked with reviewing the code, determining whether it is suitable to use a switch statement rather than an if statement. So basically, there is some scenario or case that if else statement, if you use the if else statement, it will more difficult to maintain rather than using the switch. So in this case, in this scenario, probably switch is much better option than if, but mostly in programming we use if else statements, which is the selection statement of the most popular one. I think I see rarely that the developer use switch case. I think it's just for a bunch of lists that you want to execute, like traffic light, or probably months, a weekday. Mondays until Sunday. Basically, something similar like that. So, okay, in this module, you will investigate to use a switch statement to implement branching logic as an alternative to an if statement. Yeah, this is the key point. It's an alternative, yeah. You'll also work on converting an if else construct to a switch case construct. During this process, you will learn to recognize the benefits of choosing one type of selection statement over the other. So yeah, one type of selection statement. But to be clear here, but I suggest you have to be consistent with your decision. If you want to choose if else statement, then you want to consistently put the if else statements all the way of your code. But if you choose switch case selection statements, then you want to put it all until the end of your coding process. Basically, just be consistent what you're choosing. If you choose if statements, then go put if else statements consistently. But if you choose switch case, use that consistently. By the end of this module, you'll be able to implement switch case statements in your application, judge when to use a switch statement over an if else construct, and convert if else construct to switch statements. So basically, this is our learning objective in this module. We can use the switch case construct to match a variable or expression against several possible outcomes. Instead using the instead using the many of else if statements, like probably I can say 100 of condition, 100 of execution statements, you may want to choose switch cases since it's a better option for that. But if it's for algorithm or data structure, probably the best is using if else statements. Okay, so the second one is convert code that uses an if else construct into switch case construct. Okay, probably we want to convert the basic selection statement into the switch case that we're gonna learn about this right now. Okay, yeah, probably I missed something here. In other case, the if else. If else is construct produce the required result but are difficult to read and maintain. Wow. So this is the keyword here, extensive views, which means there are so many options, very large of option, very large of selection statements. Like I said before, what if you suppose you are working on application that have a bunch list of thousands of selection statements, like very redundant. You want to just use if else or switch case. In this case, switch case is better option, like it is stated in this paragraph. Yeah, even if else if construct produce the required result, even it's work, but it's difficult to read and maintain because basically you need like more curly braces, even though you can just remove the curly braces, but I'm not sure about it this yet. But let's see how it is going. Switch case and if else. I'm still wonder about the the functionality, but the alright. A switch statement is a C-sharp selection statement that provides an alternative to an if else branching construct. The switch statement provides advantage over an if else construct when evaluating a single value against a list of unknown matching values. Okay, so basically here is if it has only a single value, then you want to use switch statements. But I think if can use single value as well. Also, you can just remove the curly braces and then done. Why you don't just use else if in this case? Consider the following scenarios. You're working on an application related to food nutrition. A section of the code deals with fruits. Okay, we're gonna be making the food nutrition here. A section of code. Okay, we're gonna be dealing with fruits. Okay, we will gonna make a variable named fruit, and then gonna be have different type of fruit. 20 fruits in our application. Okay, and we're gonna branch the logic, branch the statement to assign to each fruit. So basically here, each fruit has name, of course. We already have variable here, which is fruit, and then there's bunch of lists here, 3 lists that's available here. But I see there you're gonna have to type switch first, and then any variable that you want. So okay, curly braces as usual, and then case, triple case here, case apple. Probably it means if user input apple here, then this statement will be executed until it meets break word. If the user input cherry, then this is gonna be executed. So basically like that. So how does a switch statement work? Okay, choose one section of code. This is one section of code. From a list of possible switch section, the selected switch section is chosen based on a pattern match with the statement's match expression. So pattern match is the keyword. Consider the following code sample. Yes, the match expression, which may be referred to as switch expression. What is basically switch? I'm still curious. I want to ask the ChatGPT first. Which one do you prefer for C# selection statement? I mean, which one is better? Is better for C# selection statements? If, else if, else statements. Which one is better for C# selection statement? Single value in C# selection statement, if else if statements, or switch case. So there's pros and cons. Yeah, more readable for a large number of discrete values as it separates its case clearly. We know that if else statements usually is used for any complex condition, but I forgot. Yes. But I want to argue about this. You can actually make you can actually remove the curly braces here, like we did yesterday. It doesn't matter because it's just stylistic for the compiler. For its functionality, it doesn't matter for compiler. So this is gonna be all right. It's cautious here when omitting curly braces because it can lead to error or bugs if you later decide to add more statements. So basically, it's based on your opinion. You may want to use the switch case option, but I still prefer the if statements. Even though it has one single value, I still prefer that. So here, in this case, okay, switch section is defined by a case pattern. Case pattern are switch section. What is case pattern? Case pattern are constructed using the keyword case. Oh, this one is case pattern followed by a value. Any value, any variable is all right. As long as the variable has assigned to any value, that doesn't matter, because the final result is the case can take the value. So variable that has a value is all right, but a variable that doesn't have a value will not be gonna work here. So the first case pattern in this example is case apple. Okay, case pattern Boolean expression that evaluate either true or false. So yeah, this is one is just to check whether in the switch condition, I mean switch value, it contains exact same value, like apple. Maybe for integer it has the same number, like if we put 5 here in the first case, then this switch has to be 5 in order this section to be to be true. If not, this one should be false, and then continue to the next one, to the next section, which is the second case, banana. So the user have to input banana in order the section to be true, otherwise it will continue and so on until the max limit of the case. So but the max limit of this case is just 3, so it will end up here. But I think if it is false, then I think it just continue, because it has no default. You know, default is just like else. When everything is doesn't work, everything that previous in the previous one is has false, all of them are false, then the else will be executed no matter what. It's the same concept like default. When these all the case are false, then the default one will be executed no matter what. Case pattern. Okay, let's continue here. Each switch section includes a small number of code lines that will be executed if the case pattern is a match over the match expression. Switch statements. If the case pattern in this example, if fruit is assigned a value of apple like this, the first case pattern will evaluate as true, and that switch section will be executed. Yeah, like I said before, because this fruit is assigned to apple, then the first case here will be executed. So basically this is one is switch section. So many keywords in max expression, switch expression. Oh yeah, I see. Basically this one is case pattern, and then this is a match pattern, or you can just say switch expression or match expression. Okay, see there? A switch statement must include at least one switch section, but will normally contain 3 or more with switch sections. These are switch section. The switch is best used when you have a single value like variable or expression that you want to match against many possible values. For any given match, you need to execute a couple of lines of code at most. But I wonder, is it possible to make more lines in this case, just like if-else statements? For any given match, okay, you need to execute a couple of lines of code at most. So the first example of a switch statement is purposely simple, and your examination of the syntax was brief. You will be examining additional features of the switch statement when you work through some more advanced scenario in the section below. It's time to prepare your coding environment and begin developing your own switch statements. Where's the first example? Oh, this one. Very simple, yeah. And the syntax is pretty understandable. This is the simple example, and we are gonna be deep diving into the advanced one. So prepare your Visual Studio Code first. I got it here. Not this one. Okay, it should be here. Let's delete all. And then what I have to do here, create and test switch statement. We're gonna test this one. Okay, let's just copy and paste that code, the entire code here. Okay, let me examine first, starting from the up here. Integer employee level. So we have declared employee level as integer, which has a value of 200. Okay, the employee level is 200. All right, string employee name, and then there is an employee name here, which we can call it John Smith. All right, so what is this string title? Don't know what to do here. And then our main here, switch case, has a variable of employee level, so it must be 200. Since employee level has a value of 200, then we're gonna find where's 200 here. So this case section will be executed. I mean, the compiler will check from the upper one first, and then goes down until it found 200. So let's me break down. Let's check 100. 200 is doesn't equal to 100, so this one should be false, and then continue to the second case. So basically 200 is equal to 200. That means this section is true, then this one should be executed. And then since we got title is assigned to senior associate, then we see here down here we got title variable and employee name. Who is the employee name? John Smith. And who is the title? Senior associate. John Smith and is senior associate, right? That's the example. Or just let me run this first. Yes, exactly. John Smith, senior associate. Take a minute to review the switch statement that you done. Notice that the switch statement defines a single code block. The switch statement defines a single code block that includes a list of switch section. Switch statement to the right, okay. I think this one is called single code block. What do you mean by defines a single code block? Or it means just like executing a single code block? Oh, I see there. This switch is defining where is the correct one, where's the correct case here. Where's the correct case pattern here? I got 100 value and I want to check which one of the case pattern will be equal to my value, which is 100, which is 200, sorry. All right. To the right of the switch keyword is a switch expression. This one is switch expression that's enclosed in parentheses, alright? Notice the list of switch section inside the code block. The switch code block contains a list of switch sections, each of which includes one or more switch label. In addition, each switch section includes a statement list that will execute if the label is equal to switch expression defined at the top of the switch statement. Yeah, basically like I said before, switch section includes a statement list that will execute if the label here, each case pattern has a label is equal to the switch expression, right? Okay, the switch expression is evaluated against the case label from the top to bottom. This one is gonna be evaluated from the top to bottom. If it has 5 different of case pattern, then it will check like 5 times. If no default is included, control is transferred to the endpoint of switch statement. Its label must provide a value type that matches the type specified in the switch expression. Note. Okay, not here. The optional default label can appear at any position within the list of switch section. However, most developers choose to put it last because it makes more sense logically to position default as the final option. Regardless of the position, the default section will be evaluated last. Yes, of course, it will be executed last. Even you want to put it here. Wait, sorry. Is it possible? I mean, this one will be work. As it say, the default section will be evaluated last. So that means after case, this default will be executed the last thing. The case 200 will not be executed, so we will cut nothing, I guess. Only employee name without wait, why? Why that's work? I thought it's just like if else statements. I mean, if this selection statement is if else statements, then the default one will be executed last. But how it's possible here? But let's back to the topic. So basically, default keyword is, it's best to put it the last. Also, most developers choose to put the last because it makes more sense. In our example here, the switch expression is employee level. Okay, its switch section has a single switch label, case or default. Each switch section, oh, basically this is, we call it switch section, not case section, but more like switch section. Case or default, the matching switch section is defined by case 200 since employee level 200. Notice that each switch section is separated from the next. Only one section is allowed to be executed. This means that execution of switch section is not permitted to fall through to the next switch section. The break keyword is one of several ways to end switch section. It's separated by break, yeah. Execution of switch section is not permitted. The break keyword is one of several ways to end a switch section before it gets to the next section. If you forget the break keyword or just optionally the return keyword, the compiler will generate an error there. So that means break keyword is a must. You have to put it right after the switch section like this. Each of section has break keyword here. So the total has 5 case and 5 break. Okay, change the level variable value to see how the switch statement evaluates it. We could change the variable here. I mean the value of employee level variable here. Let's say 400. Then it will execute the case number 4. Or just senior manager. Yes, John Smith is senior manager. Or just let's say 201 here. I think no switch expression match the any case pattern here except this default, because all of this is false. Then the only default one will be executed. So we will cut John Smith is associate. See, because 201 doesn't match any case here, any case pattern. This one is 100, 200, 300, 400. There is no 201. So let's say this one is just like else in if else statements. This one is else because it's just similar like else. Then that's gonna be happen in the last thing in the last case. After many cases, this one will be executed. Even the numbers doesn't have any value, it's still uh, the last part will be executed. All right. Since the employee doesn't match any labels, or I can just say this one is label. Okay, label case label. The default label is match. Even though default doesn't have any label, because except this, then this must be true. Okay, modify a switch section to include multiple labels. Multiple labels. What is that? All right. Oh, case 100, case 200. Suppose our company decided to give all level 100 employees the title senior associate, the same title as level 200 employees. All right. As the developer, you decide to implement this by removing the first switch section belonging to the label case 100. All right. And instead allow both the case 100 and case 200 label to execute the same switch action. So basically we can just do let's remove this first. We don't need junior associate. So double case, okay, double or just multiple label here. So I think if you input 100 or 200, then the senior associate, I mean this one will be executed, and you got the senior associate in your console application here. So yeah, like that. So okay, removing the first switch section. The first switch section is this belonging to the label case 100, and it should allow both the case 100 case label to execute the same switch section. To modify value assigned to employee level, update your code as follows, like this. Integer employee level is equal to 100. To assign multiple labels to the first switch section, update your code as follows. Let's just make it back to 100 to check if this case is possible to execute it. Hopefully, and we got the senior associate. Okay, John Smith senior associate. Even though we know the previous 100 case has the title of junior associate, but still right now we got senior associate because case 100 statements, because case 100 doesn't have statement, so it will continue and finding the statements here until it see break here. So the spirit operator is break. That's the separation. Well, let me examine a little bit. All right. So yeah, we got this one scenario associate. But of the case label 100 and 200 are now paired with the switch section that sets the title to the string value scenario associate. We got the scenario associate because both of them paired with the switch section that sets the title that has the same title here. Right. Okay, recap here. Here's the main takeaways you'll learn about the switch statements. The first one is use the switch statement when you have one value only. Like in this example, all of them got only one value with many possible matches. Also, there are so many possible match. Unlike if-else statements, you want to use a little bit more complex condition, like you want to put some comparison operator here, there, logical operator like and or, and then greater than, less than, and then some expression, boolean expression that you want to put there, even with a multiple of sub expression that sometimes makes us confused. But for right now, switch case, it's good to use if you have only one value and there are a lot of match, a lot of options, like multiple options. That's pretty useful. Okay, a single switch section containing code logic can be matched using one or more label defined by the case keyword. Single switch section. Okay. Use the optional default keyword to create a label and switch section that will be used when no other case label match in here. Yeah, this one will only be used when others has a false match or doesn't match the switch expression value here. Okay, a single switch section like this. This one is we call single switch section containing code logic. Title is code is equal to scenario associate, can be matched using one or more label, just like this, defined by case keyword. Okay, okay, now let's check here. Right now we're gonna do some question here. A developer writes the code to implement switch case construct. What is the purpose of the break keyword? Just to break the break statements. That's it. To break the previous switch statements, or just switch. What is this? Switch code? I mean case code block here. This one, I can say that this one is case code block, or in the documentation here. In the guidelines, it says switch section. So the standard naming one, this is called the switch statement. Switch section, sorry. Switch section. The keyword tells the runtime to continue evaluating other case in the switch construct. The break keyword tells the runtime to stop evaluating case pattern and prevent execution of other cases in the switch construct. The break keyword tells the runtime to exit the application. No, of course, this one obviously no. So probably tells the runtime to stop. Okay, let's do like 300. Okay, let's check this, and then this. and then the compiler reached the 14th line. Then what will happen? Okay, the break keyword tells the runtime to stop. Okay, stop evaluating stop evaluating case pattern and prevent execution of other cases in the switch construct if this one is true. If it false, then it will continue to the next switch sections. So yeah, what about this over here? Not necessarily to continue, but it's of course obviously it should be stopped. So second one should be the answer. A developer writes the code to implement switch case construct that evaluate a variable against many possible matching values. Alright, they include the default keyword as part of the switch case construct. What is the purpose of default keyword? The default keyword supplies the default value for a variable if the variable hasn't been initialized. No, the default keyword acts as the matching value. Alright, even though it doesn't have a matching value when none of the supplied case value is matched. Yes, the keyword supplies a default action code block that is always executed regardless one of the matching case. Wait, a little bit tricky here. Act as the matching value when none of the supplied case values is a match. Supplies a default action code block that is always executed regardless. And this is the main problem. Always be executed regardless of the matching case value. No, of course the second one is the answer. Which of the following statement about the switch case construct is true? Okay, single switch section can have multiple case label like this we just did before. Multiple case label, yes. A switch construct must include a default switch section. It doesn't necessarily have to be. You don't need to put default, what is this? Default switch section into the switch statement here. It doesn't necessary. So the colon at the end of the case label is optional. The colon is optional. Let me test that first. No, it's not optional, but it's a must. So the first answer should be correct. Hopefully all of the questions I got it correct. Exactly. Now we're going to challenge activity using the switch statements. Alright, starting from. So basically, when we are facing with the challenge, it will reinforce us to what we have learned from the prior knowledge. We already learned about many things like from data types, what is data types, and then how to use if else if statements, then some basic methods that is available in the class library. Also gain us some confidence, especially if you want to land your job and get some technical interview. Probably this type of things like complete a challenge is a good thing, and push your logic, push your algorithm, or just open the lead code and start work there. Work on some challenge there, and try on easy level first. I don't know, I haven't tried, but I heard some of my friends that play lead code and they're so well done. and pretty transformative for them. Like previously, my friend was just uh, very like doesn't know how to code, and then have a problem with their problem solving skill. But after my friend play around with the lead code, and then what happens to my friend is they can some skill step by step, day by day, and months by month, even months, and until now is probably more than 1 year after lead code, and he got a full-time job, which is in Golang, uh, or just Go developer in backend, and got a good high-paying job, and that's pretty nice since he practiced a lot of challenges like this. But basically, this challenge is just pretty basic. But of course, you will start with the basic, right? Before you come into lead code that is probably more than average of developer. But yeah, let's continue to the basic challenge activity here using the switch statements. In the challenge, you'll rewrite an if else construct as a switch statement. This challenge will help you see the strengths or weakness of the switch statements when compared to an if else construct. So yeah, good luck. Code challenge. Rewrite if else using a switch statements. So you'll start with a code that uses an if else construct to evaluate the component of a product as what is SKU. The SKU stock keeping unit. Okay, we got the if else for the entire code here. Okay, to evaluate component of a product SKU. Stock keeping unit. But stock keeping unit is formatted using 3 code values like this. Start from product, and then 2-letter color code, and then the size code. Basically, like let's we copy that first and replace my previous code, and then see what happened in the console.application. Probably not. I will examine that first. Okay, for example, SKU value product. Okay, 01, and then MN for the letter color code, and then L is for the size of the product. Correspond to sweatshirt, maroon, and large, and the code outputs a description that appear as product large maroon sweatshirt. Alright, so 01 is basically the sweatshirt, the name of the product. For example, is sweatshirt, and then MN is just a contraction of maroon, and then we got large here, L, which means large. Okay, I got it. But the output, you have to put the string as a literal string, and then there you go. You put large. I mean, this is the format. You start from the size code first, and then the 2-letter color code here, and finally should be the product sweatshirt. So it just like reverse it. Yeah, basically this is our challenge. Convert the if statement code to a switch statement that achieve the same result as the initial code. Ensure that you have an empty program. Yes, I did. Straightforward. Enter the following code into the Visual Studio Code Editor. Yes, I'm done. Update the code to use a switch statement in place of the if else construct. Verify that your output hasn't changed. No matter how you do it, your code should produce the following output. Okay, since we just have to replace if else statements into switch case, this is gonna be pretty easy because I think there's no logic will be used in this type of challenge, or just any algorithm will be used in this challenge. Only formatting stuff we're gonna replacing if else if to switch case. So that doesn't matter. We try it first. So the first one is should be switch. Wait, let me examine first because this may be tricky. Okay, SKU for stock keeping, starting with the declaration of SKU. SKU is variable here as a string, and it got values of like this. All right. Okay, an array here, product SKU split. So it got splitted. Okay, interesting. This is how you split into 3 values like this. I see there. Wait. Let me try debug this first. I want to see what will happen if I put the console write line here after the split method, because I haven't seen the split method here from the .NET class library because it's new for me. Dot write line. So about the product, wait, I think, wait a moment. Oh, I got it. So basically, because this is split before or after the dash sign here, the dash symbol. So that means we got three elements of the array, starting from O1 as index number O, MN as a index number 1, and then L should be positioned as at index number 2. So there are a total of 3 elements inside of this product array. The index just 0 to 2 should be like this. 1 and then MN, then L. The dash is cone because split methods. Alright, split a string into substring based on specified delimiting character and optionally options. Okay, split a string into substring. Substring, yeah. You know this is string, become substring based on a specified delimiting character. What is actually delimiting? Probably like this. This is delimiting character, or just particular character that you want to be removed, and then what else? And optionally options return an array whose element contains the substring from this instance that are delimited by separator. Okay, understandable. String type, we got no, yeah. Okay, this one is pretty powerful methods. I might use it in my project, probably in the next month, I think, hopefully. String color, and then size, probably type is for like 01, and then color is for MN maroon, size is for L here. There are the index number 2. Alright. Wait, the time is up, yeah, basically, but let's just continue. Because we are almost done here. If product index O here is equal to 1, okay. types. Okay, type is equal to sweatshirt. Else if product is to, and okay, t-shirt, sweatpants, else other. So yeah, pretty easy. Let's just convert it to switch case. Switch, and then we got product here, and then I'm gonna remove all the curly braces here, or let's just remove by doing like this. I think this one got removed, will be get removed as well. I think I will just do manually. Okay, starting from the first one, which is the type of the product. This is type. Right. Switch. Don't forget the, what is it? I think we will make 3 switch statement. Yeah, because there are a total of 3 products. Also, there are a total of 3 if statements. Okay, I have to make this as a case, like this. Case. Case 01. This one should be true. And finally, not finally, this one should be 3. And then this one should be default. This one is default. Yes, like that. We can make it like this. And we're going to eliminating all of the else if statements like this. Also, don't forget break to separate between the switch sections, because we will get 4 switch sections, 1 2 3, and the other one, which is number 4. I'm not sure this default needs break, but let's see how it goes. Yeah, default need break statements as well, if I'm not wrong. Okay, we got the template here. We can just copy and paste like this, so it will be much easier. So this product number 2, and then we got MN. Okay. BL is for back, and then MN is for IC there. BL. So the first color abbreviation is BL, and then MN, and then we got the default one. Default one is white. I think it has only three suit section. This should be white. This should be black. This should be maroon. There you go. Also, we can just delete this since it's a bit very annoying. Okay, we can make more template here. How much statement here? Okay, 4. So I might have choose this one. Basically just to template things. And I'm gonna wait, why it is gone? I'm gonna replace it one by one based on the value and stuff here. Okay, 2, and then we got small size. Okay, the first one should be small, which has the abbreviation of S, and then M, the second one, and then the third one should be L, large. Why I don't see any XL here? Or just XXL or a triple XL. That will be obvious. Okay, what next? Medium, replacing the t-shirt, and then large. And then the final one should be one size fits all. That's interesting type of size of shirt. One size fits all. Okay. Okay, probably we can check it right now. .NET Run. Whoa. That's pretty insane. All is capitalized. I forgot to put the variable name for other than product number O. I put all of them type. We know that the second one should be color. I mean, the letter color code should be put color, and then the third one should be the size. Okay, the property number 2 should be color. Let's just copy and paste it. This will be easy. And the final one should be size of the shirt. There you go. Hopefully it works. Okay, we got large maroon sweatshirt. Okay, that's basically how you convert stuff from if else statements into switch case statements. This is how it works. But I got 3 switch statements from the product number 1, product number 2, which is the letter code, and then the final property, which is the size code. Okay, so the type, and then the color, and then the size. Okay, type, color, size. That is like just property of the product. Interesting. Okay, let's test another one. I want to change this into 3, and then I want to change this one into BL, and then the size of the shirt I want is M. Then what will I get for my product? So I got my product is medium black sweatpants. Okay, pretty come in handy. So, is it already considered as a clean code or efficient code? Maybe we will see next time. But I know this one is already successful, but I'm still not satisfied if I got I still have not efficient it. I mean, like I got 3 switch statement here when actually it can be combined into a single like single statements. I'm not sure about that, but let's see in the review here. The following code is one possible solution for the challenge from the previous unit. So pretty similar, almost nothing different. Also you get brick. I think the only one that I still have mistake is put the brick aligned with the case. So that's my mistake. So about formatting it, I see it should be here, not aligned vertically with the case, but should be inside of this switch section. So this is the standard of the C# formatting. So yeah, but for its code and the functionality, it seems similar, nothing different there. Okay, the code is merely one possible solution. No matter what, the output should remain the same. Okay, here's should be the output. As long as the output is the same and you use the switch case statement instead of the if else statement, then you successfully completed the challenge. If you were successful, congratulations, continue on the knowledge check in the next unit. If you had trouble completing this challenge, maybe you should review the previous unit before you continue on. So okay, another knowledge check here. What is the purpose of default case in a switch statements? Default, whenever no one is executed from the previous one, then the only option that will be executed is default. So it's used to specify the condition for the switch statements. It used to end the switch statement. No, it doesn't necessarily do. It used to execute a block of code if no case matches the expression. If no case label or just case matches the switch expression. Okay, makes sense. This is pretty obvious. It used to specify the condition for the switch statements. What happens if a break statements or just alternative keyword that prevents false truth is omitted in a switch case? Break statements is omitted in the switch case, like this probably. Of course, problem. Only the break statement, right? Not with the code, right? If it's with the code, then it will be all right. It will be doesn't matter. But if you just want to omit the break statement, I mean the break line code here, then it becomes a problem because control cannot fall through from one case label to another one. So yeah, the default case, only the break statement, right? The default case will execute. What kind of answer is this? The impacted case section will be removed by compiler. No. the compiler will generate an error. So that's my answer from the knowledge check. And disclaimer, I haven't tried the knowledge check before. This is the first try. This is real time, the first try. I haven't read any of the Get Started with C# Part 3 module here. So this is really my first time. That's why I make this program of progress with me, which means it's about real time I'm studying so that we can progress together. But let's see here, our summary for today. Your goal was to add branching logic that match one variable or expression against many possible values. Using the switch case construct, you match an employee's numeric level with their title. You use the switch case as a replacement for the if-else construct to more succinctly express your intent of converting a stock keeping unit, or just SKU, into a long-form description. C# developer use if and switch selection statements along with conditional operator to branch their code. The expression you have gained using the selection statement enables you to choose the best C# tool for expressing your intent in your code. So let's complete this module, and we got the achievement or branch the flow of code using the switch case construct. In case you wonder how the switch case illustration works, should be like this switch case flow chart. Pretty similar like if-else statement, like case number 1, case number 2, case number 3. It's pretty similar like else if number 1, else if number 2, else if number 3. If it's yes, then go to here. If it's no, then go continue to bottom one. And then if it's yes, go to the right side. And then if it false, then continue to the next logic. That's why we need to separate this. I mean, separate for different purpose. Like switch case is basically for any single value. At the same time, has many of options, like a bunch of lists that it will be like pain in the ass when you use the else if statements, because commonly if else statement is used for any complex things, any complex for algorithm, data structure, but it can be also for simple things like this. But yeah, I'm still prefer if-else statements, but without the curly braces. We can omit the curly braces there. Okay, so that's it for today, for day 18 of the 100 code of challenge. Okay, I forgot to finish this yet. So gonna finish this right now. What is the purpose of break? Break is keyword tells the runtime to stop evaluating other case. Of course, this one. Okay, submit and go to next challenge. What is next? Tomorrow. So tomorrow is about iterate through a code block using for statement. We're gonna learn about for statement in the next day, and probably more loops for tomorrow again. Okay, do while and while statements will be interesting. I will see you in the next video. So hopefully we can still progressing almost every day. But if you only have a spare time, just do at least 1 hour of coding, 1 hour of learning. Just be consistent with your with your what you're doing, and of course, obviously, reach your goals. So that's for today, and hopefully you enjoy my video of this progress with me series. I'm gonna finish this until 100, hopefully. Please support us, please support me, and I will let's support together. Basically, we support each other, or just come into the Discord of Free Code Camp and post your challenge, post your what you have done today, like every day, starting from day 1 until day 100. Basically, it's up to you. Any programming language is possible. Depends on your goals. Probably your goal is wants to land a job, in high paying job probably, or just for academic purpose. That's fine as long as you be consistent what you are doing, and that's already good. So thank you for today. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.